how are we doing? I am here to do a recording of a stretch and restore. It's just a basic stretching class. And I always tell people that if you don't have a yoga strap at home, you can use a strap from a robe. This is my mom's robe. She passed away in 2008, and we call this the Grandma Judy robe, and this is the strap from her robe. I still wear it. Anyway, so just make sure that before you start doing this, that you've done, warmed up. Don't just like sit down and start stretching. It's always important that you have your body warmed up a little bit before you go into deep stretching. So we're gonna do this for 30 minutes, and hopefully you'll enjoy and get some benefit out of it and just see kind of what stretch and restore is all about. When we do this class, we're in the gym against the wall, legs up the wall, which is an inversion. So I will start us without a wall, and you can do this with me at home. We're just gonna extend the legs up toward the ceiling. I got my hands palms down alongside me, legs extended up. I'm gonna start taking my deep breaths, breathing as much as I can in and out through the nose. In and out through the nose. Close your eyes. And just start taking your deep breaths, allowing the belly to rise, rib cage expand. And we're just gonna take our feet and go into rotation of the ankles. What this does is it reverses the blood flow and it slows down the heart rate. So you can do this before you get out of bed in the morning. You can do this before you go to sleep at night. These are awesome stretches. Let's reverse. Stopping in the center. Hug the knees in really tight, and we're just gonna rock from side to side. And this will kind of massage the spine. The harder I hug my knees in, the more that I can feel the floor just pressing against my back. Now you can do side to side, or you can take it into a circular motion. Whatever works the best for you. It just really feels nice on the spine. And then let's reverse it. And we're going at a little bit faster speed than normal since we're just doing a half hour. Okay, so you can pause the video, slow down, do all of these, anything like that you want to do. Okay, let's stop in the center. We're going to place the feet hip distance apart, place the palms down, and we're going to raise the hips into a bridge lift. So this is taking my back into a back extension. So whenever you're doing yoga poses, you're going from one position to the next, creating that flexibility into whatever body part that you're working. So right now I'm getting a really deep extension through my spine. Now I'm going to lower down one vertebrae at a time, and I'm going to pull my knees back into my chest. So now my back is going into a curved letter C shape. And once again, I'm just going to hug the knees and maybe go circular or side to side. And then I'm going to reverse. I just figured out what's wrong with this picture. I don't have any music. I forgot to turn my music on. That's okay. We can do this. Put your own music on to this. Okay, we're going to now take our left foot down to the floor, and we're going to extend the right leg. I'm going to grab my Grandma Judy robe strap, and I'm going to place it to the bottom of my foot. I'm going to make sure that I've got the strap even, and then I walk in, pulling my leg as close in as I can. I'm going to use my breathing to try to relax those muscles through the hamstrings. Now, if you'll notice, my knee is not locked out and then I pull down. I keep my knee soft to protect the joints, okay? As I breathe, I'm able to kind of walk my hands closer in, increasing the stretch. Now, this is the easy version of the stretch. To make it a little bit more intense, I just take my left leg and I extend it out straight, and it really does make a difference on the intensity of this stretch. So it's still keeping a little softness through my knee, not extending out too straight. And once again, thinking about using my breath. Let's let's see, we'll hold these for about, let's say 15 seconds for each one. If you want to do this on your own and kind of keep track of how long you're holding, you can hold it up to, 20, 30 seconds. All right, now we're gonna release it. I'm gonna soften my knee. I'm gonna take my left hand and I'm gonna replace my right hand. My right hand is gonna go straight out to the side on the floor. I'm gonna actually open my left elbow. I'm gonna turn my body over onto my left side, lowering the elbow down, and I can lengthen where my hand is on the strap to enable me to get that elbow down. Right arm extended straight out from the shoulder on the floor behind me, and then I take my right leg and I just try to straighten it up, okay? That's the goal of this stretch, is to get all of these muscles all along the outside of the right hip. Extend it out, shoulders are planted, I'm using my breath. Now I'm gonna soften my knee, that was 15 seconds, and I'm gonna come back into the center. Now I'm gonna replace that left hand with my right hand. This one gets a little confusing, so notice my palm is facing toward that left side. I'm gonna take my left hand and slide it down toward the end of my strap. So I've got a hold of my strap, or my yoga robe, just like so. I'm gonna take my elbows, as I take my knee out to the side, I'm taking my elbows down to the floor. And then I can adjust my right hand wherever it is on the strap and try to extend the leg straight out to that right side. Use the breath, try to think about squeezing that left side of your body, keeping it from coming up off of the floor. Okay, my leg is elevated out to the side. My right elbow is my kickstand, helping to support the stretch. Use your breath. Okay, let's soften the knee. Pull that left foot in. Take that strap off of your foot and just lay it down on the floor. We're gonna cross the right foot over the left. I'm gonna use my right hand to open my knee, and we're going into what's called a figure 4 stretch. So I'm gonna take both of my hands, reach up, and I'm gonna bring them back behind my left thigh, and I draw both knees in at the same time. I am aiming this left knee toward my left shoulder. Okay, so I'm not doing it over here like this. I'm trying to aim toward my left shoulder and then pull in at the same time. Wonderful stretch for the hip, for sciatica. This is one that a lot of people do in physical therapy. You can do these in bed. If you're not able to get on the floor, do these in bed. You can also take just the left hand here and then use your right hand to push the knee open as you go into the stretch. Lots of options. You just find the one that you like the best. All right, let's take that left foot down. We're gonna extend the leg out straight. Now counter pose, as we were talking about the back going from one position to the other. Let's take this hip in the opposite direction. My left hand is gonna go to the outside of my right knee. My right hand is gonna extend out to the floor. I'm gonna turn once again over onto my left side, and I'm just taking the knee across my midline. I'm not talking about breathing, but I want you to think about breathing in and out through your nose. I'm too busy talking, but breathe in and out through the nose. The higher I'm able to elevate my knee and then press down toward the floor, the more stretch that I'm getting all through that right side, outer thigh, hip, butt, spine, everything. So use your breath here. Feels so good, I don't want to leave it. It's really nice stretch. Okay, let's release. Now, I'm going to have you turn all the way over onto your left side, and I'm going to have you draw the knees in at a 90-degree angle. Now, my hand can be propped under my head just like this, or I can just lay down however works the best for me. I'm going to raise the right leg up, take my right hand, slide it down toward my ankle or shin, and then I'm going to start to draw my knee down and back under my hip. Okay, so where am I stretching now? hip flexor, quadriceps. So I'm getting that stretch going opposite from the back of the leg now into the front part. Using my breath, keeping that knee lined up with the hip. So instead of letting it drop down like this, I want to keep it elevated directly under the hip, and then I use my right hand to kind of tug on my ankle, pulling the knee back, getting that stretch. Very nice, nice stretch. Use your breath. All right, let's release. We're gonna roll over onto our belly, and we're gonna get a little bit of extension through the spine. So the first one is called the Cobra position. I walk my elbows in toward my rib cage, and then my fingertips are gonna extend toward each corner of my mat. I fan my fingers out as though I'm dragging my body forward by the fingertips, okay? So dragging my body forward by the fingertips. All of my muscles along the back start to engage. I'm keeping my head lined up with my spine so I'm not dropped or up here, okay? I'm keeping my head in alignment, and I'm dragging my body forward by the fingertips. You're gonna feel all of the muscles along your back side. They really just kick in here. That's your Cobra stretch. Now, if you wanna go a little bit further, elbows come out, palms come underneath the shoulders. I'm gonna squeeze my elbows in. I'm gonna press into my palms, lifting up through my chest, my back, my belly, my torso. If you notice, I kind of walked my knees a little bit forward, relaxed the top of my feet, and this is your up dog position. So you can stay right here, or you can look up toward the ceiling. You're gonna feel a stretch, extension through the spine, and a little tug through your belly muscles. Use your breath. Release your head, counter pose. Taking it the opposite direction, walk the hands out, and then pull it back. This is called a child's pose. Rest the forehead on the mat. You can change this position up a little bit by taking the knees open a little bit further. You can keep your hips up higher, walk your hands out a little bit more if it's bothersome to bend your knees into too much flexion. Use your breath. And let's come on up. All right, we're gonna do all of that on our other side. So I'm gonna have a seat. I'm gonna draw the knees in. Draw some circles real quick. And then go in reverse. I'm going to go right into my extension using my strap, placing it on the left foot, extending the leg up, not locking my knee out. I walk toward my foot, pulling my leg as close as I can. Softness in the knee. Option, to make it harder, I straighten out my right leg. I can sure tell that we've not been having our Friday morning stretch and restore with our fun music. I sure miss you guys. I hope this gets over soon. So use your breath. Now I'm going to grab hold of the strap, palm toward, thumb goes under, left hand is going to go out from my shoulder. I'm turning onto my right hip. I'm taking the leg across the midline until my elbow reaches the floor. You can adjust where your hand is. And then my goal is to straighten out my left leg as much as I can, and then just a gentle tug on the strap. Using my breath. Left shoulder is on the floor with my left arm extended straight out, trying to keep my back planted on the mat. Now let's soften the left knee, come back into the center, replace your left hand or your your right hand with your left. Take that right hand toward the end of the strap, elbow down. As I take my left elbow down, I'm adjusting where my hand is placed, and then I extend the left leg as much as I can, once again remembering not to lock out my knee. Breathe. Try to keep that right side from raising up off of the floor. Soften that left knee. Come back into the center. Pull your right foot in. Strap is going to come off of your foot. Take your left foot, cross it over the right. Use your left hand, open the knee. Hands back behind the right thigh. Draw both knees in at the same time. Figure 4 stretch. Position of hands can be either both hands behind the thigh or right hand only, left hand pressing the knee open. Whichever works for you. I like to do this. And where am I aiming my left knee? Not toward the middle of my chest, but toward my right shoulder. Trying to open up into a nice figure 4 stretch. Breathing through. All right, release it. Take that right leg into extension. My right hand is coming up to the outside of my left knee, and I'm taking the knee across the midline. All right. Using the hand to press the knee down toward the floor. Now my left hand over here can be right here alongside me, or I can take it out to the side. I didn't say this on the other side, but you can even reach it overhead, and then I like to turn and look underneath my arm and use my breath. Deep breaths, guys. Releasing the hand, releasing the leg, turning all the way up and over onto our right side, drawing the knees in at 90 degrees. Hand can be palm under the head, or you can lay all the way down. Raise the left leg up, slide your hand down toward the ankle, and then slowly start drawing the knee down and back under your hip. Okay, remember it isn't down here. I'm keeping it lined up, just as though I'm standing straight up. And as I ease my knee back behind, I'm just doing a gentle tug on my left ankle. Getting those quads and hip flexors, getting that stretch there. Use the breath. All right, let's release. Okay, so the last one, we went over onto our belly to do some back extension. So now we're going to do a familiar pose, which is your cow. You notice that I rolled up the end of my mat. That gives me a little padding for under my knees. My hands are directly under my shoulders. Now, fingertips are spread wide. I'm going to do a deep inhale, raising my back, tucking the chin in, tightening those belly muscles. Inhale, and then just normal breathing. In and out through your nose. Cat stretch. Now I'm going to drop into a neutral spine. My head lines up. Now, the cow pose, you drop the belly down, and I tilt my pelvis, and then I'm going to lift my head up. I like to imagine that I'm trying to touch my tailbone with the top of my head. Normal breathing. Come back into neutral. What if it's bothering your wrist? You can bring your hand tuck the fingers under, okay? That takes those wrists in alignment with the top of your hand. Cat stretch, tuck the chin in. Neutral spine, and cow. Drop the belly, head up, trying to sway through the back. All right, let's go into neutral. We're going to do a upper body shoulder stretch, which is called thread the needle. We're going to take our right hand, extend it up. Yours may not go this high. We're going to soften the left elbow as we thread the right arm through, palm facing up. Fingers go out until you're resting your shoulder on the mat. And what this does, it opens up your upper back. So I'm feeling a really fantastic stretch going through the shoulder blade on my right shoulder. And I'm just taking deep breaths. Feels really nice, really good stretch. Let's come up, and we'll do the other side. Left arm comes up. As I soften my right elbow, I take the left arm through, palm facing up, reaching through. So my left shoulder blade now is really getting that nice stretch, opening through the shoulder. All right, let's release. Now let's go ahead and have a seat. And I'm going to take you into, so we were flexing or extending through the shoulder blades. Now we're going to flex back. We're going to use our strap. I folded it in half. I'm just going to take it back behind me. Let me turn. And I'm going to take my hands. You may need to hold wider, or if you've got a little more flexibility, you can hold closer in. And I'm going to open up my chest. So I'm just taking my hands and raising them just as far as I can. So now my shoulder blades are opening up my chest. Now if you're able to, maybe hinge at the hip and see if you can't raise those arms up and away from your back. Okay, use your breath. Drop the hands down, come up to seated. Let's just go ahead and use these yoga straps or robe straps for a few more things. Let's take the strap and put it over your right shoulder. Take your left hand, reach across your chest. Right hand is going to reach back behind you. And I've got a hold of the straps on either side. Make sure it's not on your neck, down on the shoulder. Use the strength in your arms to gently pull down, and then lean your head over to the side. See how you're getting that really deep stretch through the neck into the shoulder. Now here's an option. If it doesn't bother your neck, do a slow, slow, slow turn and look down toward your shoulder. Breathing through the discomfort. That's what the breathing technique in yogic breathing is all about, is breathing through where you're feeling the tension, and as you breathe, the body starts to respond and relax. Okay, so that's why we're constantly talking about the breath. Let's lift your head. Take the strap off of your back. Place it in your right hand. I've got it evenly spaced. And then I'm going to just swing it back behind my left shoulder. Now I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to reach back and grab hold. Okay? Then I'm going to take that left hand and I'm pulling down toward the floor. All right, so now I'm getting a stretch through the tricep, right back behind the arm. And as I pull down, and you can walk your hands closer together, let me turn so y'all can see what it looks like. So I started here, and then I brought it back behind. I'll walk my hands as close together as I can, and then I'm going to lean over to the side. Now, if this is enough, just stay right here and use that left hand to kind of pull down on the strap. This just adds another dimension to it. It's kind of hard to use your breath, but I want you to try. Breathe, 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 as much as you can. Fantastic. I'm pretending you're right in front of me. Okay, release. Let's do the other side. And I mirrored you on this exercise, not like I did on everything else, but that's okay. We're getting it. Right hand grabs across, left hand grabs behind. Strap down on the shoulder, not on the neck. Walk the hands as high as you can, up the strap. Use the strength in the arms. See how it pulls down? And then a gentle lean of the head over to the side. Shh. Breathe. Option. Gentle turn, looking down toward the shoulder. I'm continuing to pull down against the strap. Releasing, turning, and looking up, taking the strap in the left hand. Make sure it's evened up. Bend the elbow back behind your head. The right hand reaches back behind you. You can walk your hands closer together if you want to. Use that right hand to do a gentle pull down so it increases the stretch through the tricep. And then get your lean if you're wanting to include that in it. Use your breath. Okay, let's release. Let's take that strap down. We're getting ready to wrap this up. Let's take our hands, place them to the side, do a deep shrug of the shoulders, and then exhale. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands, place them on the knees. Let your head fall to one side, chin to the chest. Roll to the other side, and just continue in this motion. Notice that I keep you going only to the front. You don't want to do this kind of motion and take your head back behind. That's not really good for your neck. So we just stay forward, going from side to chest, using our breath. Let's stop in the center, chin tucked in. Slowly lift, looking toward the front. Let's take a deep inhale, bring the hands up overhead, clasp, palms to the ceiling, chin to the chest, belly button into the spine, roll back toward your tailbone, and then lower your hands down. So feel that opening through the spine. Press forward through the palms. Now come back up, lengthening up into a seated position. Bring the hands together into the heart. God bless. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing this. Please do this every day. Thanks, guys. Bye.